It's time for Let's Get Digital Treasure Coast with digital marketing experts Megan Nager and Corey Turner. Let's Get Digital Friday, marketing for the modern age. And now, here are your hosts.
Hello and welcome to Let's Get Digital. My name is Megan Nager.
And I am Corey Turner.
And it is Friday, per usual, when we show up. We're here every Friday, and we're very excited for the weekend. And we hope all of you guys are doing well. We are very excited for today's episode because we have a very special guest who I'm going to introduce in a second. He says he's not very special, but he is. But before we begin, I would like everyone to remind you that we are the owners of Wake and Make Media, a full-scale digital marketing agency and production house that specializes in creating high-quality digital content. And when we refer to high-quality digital content, we are mainly referring to any type of content that lives online, for example, blogs, pictures, video, etc. But we particularly focus on video because we are filmmakers turned marketers. And that's why we are so excited to introduce our guest, Wayne Filowitz, because he is an expert in all things video. So, Wayne, welcome to Let's Get Digital.
I don't know if I'm an expert. Doing it 28 years, I learn something new every day.
Well, I think 28 years makes you better than an amateur, I'd say.
Okay, it doesn't, because I watched some of your stuff that you guys did, and it's really amazing.
Oh, stop
you're too
it.
good to us. You're too good.
Stop it, Wayne. Thank you. Well, we have partnered with, is that the right word?
Yeah.
We've partnered with Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne is, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. So tell us about you, your company, etc.
Okay, almost 28 years ago, I was on AM, and what happened was I decided, let me go and learn the internet. So back then, Yahoo allowed you to open up chat rooms. And we had the WB show chat room, and they only held 50 people. Okay. We had 12 of them open, so we had like 600 people on the internet listening to our stupid show.
What would you talk about?
Chat rooms.
We would talk about nothing important.
Okay.
So we would do birthdays. We would talk about, Bobby and I, we were good friends at the time, and what we did was we went to a funeral parlor and asked if we could be buried in the same coffin. Okay, now you understand, I'm only 5'2", and Bobby is like 6'3", 450 pounds.
That's funny.
A
we
2-for-1 special?
Yeah. And we did a lot of charity events, and somehow, don't ask me how, we became celebrities in the West Palm area on the air.
Okay.
And on the internet. I actually met my wife was a listener to my show. She lived in Indiana. And she listened to my show, and that's how we kind of connected. And we had people drive from New York down to see us and stay at a hotel. We did a lot of stuff. We work with charity because we believe giving back is the answer. Mm-hmm. And it was in my house. And I grew out of my house into a small space and a bigger space. And then I had 3 studios. Became Internet TV in 2005. There was no Skype, no Zoom.
Was that before or after YouTube? I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was after YouTube.
After YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just after the dinosaurs and just after YouTube.
When did YouTube first come on the map?
You know, I don't even really know.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I know Vicky had YouTube way before me, and I'm on YouTube probably 14 years, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's been around a while.
Maybe? Yeah.
You know, and the funny thing is, people say to me, why do you bring on other people within your company? Okay, and the reason being is because you can't be an expert at everything.
Definitely.
And you can't do everything. And I did everything by myself for years, including editing. And honestly, when it comes to editing, I suck. Okay?
But a whole different art form. There's so many positions.
But I did it.
Yeah.
Now I have Edgar and Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar is probably the best editor on the Treasure Coast today. And the thing that makes it work is that he's 24, 25, and Angel is like 22. And I'm older than dirt, so I don't know these things, you know. It won't be long before I'm calling you guys and asking you how to use a TV remote control. That's what happens when you get old. But I love what I do. We were just talking, I've interviewed over 65,000 people, every celebrity. I'm really blessed. And I believe everything happens for a reason. And you came to a breakfast at the Chamber, and we met, and you were just, for me, you were a perfect fit.
Awesome.
Except
And
for
likewise. Oh,
you
here
made
it is.
extra work for me because you bought a desk and it
Oh.
wasn't put together.
We did
Corey
just
likes to
buy-
do that.
We did just buy a desk that came in a million pieces. and
Well, it's all
look-
together now.
Thank you
I'm
so
excited
much.
to see it,
Yeah, Corey likes to. I told him to please let me just pay $40 for expert assembly on like pieces of furniture for a house, and he
I'm
refused
not
to.
allowing it. No.
So he then like just was screaming all day for like I don't know how long, like weeks in a row.
It just like sucked like 3 days out of my life. And
No, but
there's
then
a
he
bunch of dings in
and then
it.
he ruined the other one. So I was like, you're not allowed to do it anymore.
So instead
Yeah.
of spending $40 on having someone put together, I ruined $500 on
Yeah.
that furniture.
Well,
Yeah.
now my guys put it together.
yeah.
Thank you.
Bring them donuts.
Yeah, we
Um,
will. Yeah, we'll definitely.
Whatever you bring, it's okay.
Definitely worth it,
But
yeah.
there was a problem because it was built, but there was no chair there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, we have to.
Gotta bring a chair.
We gotta bring.
I
We,
mean,
we gotta bring a chair.
Forgot
I mean,
about that part.
And we have regular chairs, but you really want a
A
desk.
desk chair. Yeah, we're gonna be coming in next week, so we will be working at a WSTU. And
WRPB.
I mean WRPB.
currently at
We're
WSTU.
There's too many W's. I'm sorry. So okay, so Wayne, you've obviously accomplished a ton. You own an awesome company. So today we are talking about video. So if you had to say, what is your favorite thing about? I guess this because it's a marketing show. What's your favorite thing about video in terms of like what it could do for a business or brand or even like individual?
Okay, so content is king, and it has
Yes.
always been king. Video content is king of kings. If you don't have video, it's like nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
If you take like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and the website, more people probably go to YouTube, okay, than those four put together.
Yeah.
Totally. YouTube's the second biggest search engine in the world.
Is it really?
Yeah, Google's
Wow.
number 1 and YouTube's number 2.
What's number one?
Google?
And it's
Okay.
owned by Google.
Yeah, and it's own
so-
exactly.
Right.
So they're both Google.
But I think that it kind of, we've become visual people.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
And people say, oh, your video should only be short. Okay. I've watched YouTube for hours.
Yeah.
If
For
you
sure.
if you catch them in the beginning, man, it's over. They're going to stay and watch and watch and watch. And if they go to the bathroom, they'll even watch even longer.
Yep.
For sure.
I
I think I have an iPad only for that reason.
Literally.
So I mean, that's where it comes into play. In today's day and age, a lot of people are working from home, a lot of new entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
and they can't afford to go and have video done, okay? And an example is you take Xfinity, Comcast.
Yeah.
You want to do a commercial, because video, very important.
Yep.
But for them to bang out a commercial is like very costly.
Oh, it's what?
Yeah,
At
yeah.
least $100,000.
Tens of thousands
Yeah,
of
I
dollars.
mean-
for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
On the low
come
side.
to a person like us, and they send their people to a person like us because they just want the commercial on the air.
Right.
So they pay, for that commercial for 100 spots or 500 spots,
Yeah.
whatever.
Ad spend. Yep.
So we get to do the commercials at a discount. They get the same quality, okay? Because people like you and the equipment that you got just produce an amazing product,
Absolutely.
okay?
We're shooting with the same cameras that
Right.
they're charging. Yeah.
Right.
$100,000
Exactly,
For.
exactly.
Absolutely.
And WRPB Studio is probably one of the highest tech privately owned studios on the Treasure Coast.
Totally. You got a whole green screen area, multiple
green
camera
screen area.
setups. Very
Right.
cool.
And now Wake and Make comes on with us, and you brought on, besides a ton of experience, you brought on another tons of thousands of dollars worth of equipment.
Yep.
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 So we could do more things than we were ever able to do. The truth of the matter is, at this point in my life, I'm not carrying any cameras. I'm not carrying anything outside. That's over for me. I'm
Corey
too
can
old.
do that.
Yeah,
Corey
that's
can
right. I
do
got a
that.
strong back.
I hate carrying cameras. It's
Right.
like the bane of my existence.
Yeah, but look at the cameras you carry compared to
Yeah.
what we used to carry.
Oh, I know exactly. We got 2 cinema cameras right now. These I
It's
can
true.
hold
They used to be way bigger. And
less
Yep.
than
heavier.
5 pounds each.
Yeah.
And we hated paparazzi because when you filmed the concert, they made a pit that we were allowed to film the first
Oh
3
yeah.
songs.
Uh-huh.
And then when you got people like Flo Rida, okay, who pops a bottle of champagne and spraying it all over,
Oh,
and you got
yeah.
all your cameras, and here we are with these tripods and cameras that weigh a gazillion pounds,
Aye.
and then other photographers with their little cameras,
Yeah.
and they can run away. We
Yep.
can't get away so fast.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
We can't get away so fast. But it's just an interesting industry, and what's really cool about it, which you can appreciate, is you take something and you film it, and then you edit it, and then you look at it and you say, "Oh my God, that's amazing what we just did."
Yeah.
Totally, yeah. The end product is there's so much effort going into it, but once you finalize that edit, I get so proud of those final things.
And I
Yeah.
think most people don't understand
Yeah.
what it takes. Like
So much
Yeah,
that
they
goes
don't.
into it.
everybody who
Exactly.
has a cell phone
Right.
is a videographer, photographer, and a talk show host today. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they
That's
could
what we say.
They
We
just throw it into TikTok and they're
well,
done.
we say it's frustrating. We've noticed it more since we moved here because places like LA and other like bigger cities we've lived in, everyone wants content, everyone wants video. But I think in Martin County, it's a little more of an older demographic, but we've noticed a
Don't
lot.
push it, girl.
Sorry. I was like, should I not say that? No, but I think more people would, I mean, I understand.
Legacy?
What?
Legacy.
Yeah, like even my parents, they're like, why do we need, like my dad's like, I don't want marketing. Like, why do we need marketing? Why do we need video? Why do we need
Content.
content?
Yeah,
And
just content
yeah,
in
like
general,
he has a bunch of
I got
different
a Facebook page.
businesses and I think people, and it's not just here, I shouldn't say that, it's really in different, like we just came from Charlotte, for instance, North Carolina, and we ran into the same issue where people are like, I could just do content on my phone, I'll do it myself. But then usually about 3 to 6 months later they come back and they're like, hey, can you
hard.
help us? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I could
I
do
don't know
brain
which-
surgery, but I'd rather not do it myself.
Exactly. That's what exactly.
And the scenario becomes they don't understand when you go out and film and take 2 cameras and film for 2 hours. So that's 2 hours you have to film.
yes.
Then 2 hours you have to watch, and then the other camera 2 hours you have to watch.
Yep.
And then you have to put them together and watch those 2 hours together again. And then you have to cut them down and watch the 50 minutes or 30 minutes or they don't understand what it
Yeah.
takes.
You have to color it, you have to
Cut out the-
add B-roll, you have to add, it's like,
Cut out the pauses, add
Just-
the titles, everything.
yeah, just like a 5-minute video could take 20 hours. I mean, it really depends on how long, what you're doing to it. But
Right.
yeah.
I mean, people are sold a bill of goods about everything. Watch TV and they talk about Medicare and Advantage plans, and they don't talk about supplement plans, which really are a big difference, in my opinion. And had I not spoken to a professional, I would have taken the wrong plan. Had I listened to other people, okay, when I started, I got, don't be stupid, get a real job. This is a pipe dream.
Oh, same. Oh, yeah.
And the
we all
more
did,
I
yeah.
did it, the more they said it, the more I did it. And, I'm very different from me because I didn't have anything. So I sold my car and drove an electric skateboard scooter
When was this? Before you started your company?
when I started my company.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Went $90,000 in credit card debt.
How long ago was this?
I'm coming into my 28th year.
So this is when you first started WRPB.
Yep.
Wow.
It wasn't, it was, first of all, it was Net Radio 1.
Okay.
Then it was Radio Palm, then it was Radio Palm Beach, and it was RPB 1, and then it became WRPB. And it wasn't me that picked WRPB.
Okay.
It was actually Live Nations that gave me WRPB.
Oh, wow.
Because the girl there believed in what I was doing, even though it wasn't popular. And she said, Wayne, I'm having a hard time. I want to give you tickets, and I want to work with you. But my upper management is saying, well, where are they on the dial? And what's their call letters? So
Oh.
if I wasn't on the dial, so that she couldn't do that.
Oh.
But since I was Radio Palm Beach at the time, she just took the W because we're on the east of the Mississippi, so it's a W. Okay, if you're on the west, it's a K.
Okay.
And
Oh.
just said, all right, well, I'll take RPB and the W, so that became WRPB.
Oh.
I've had people that come to work for me on the first day. They said, that's really hard to remember. Can you change the name of your company?
I was going to ask you what it stands for. I thought the
I
W
was
for
too.
sure
Radio
was for your
Palm Beach.
name.
No,
Oh, radio. Okay. Okay.
it's
That's
Radio
funny.
Palm
I
Beach.
do get confused because this is WS Studio,
Well, that's-
WRPB.
now we know why the
Now we
W
know it
is.
though.
And
Okay.
media, your W is anything in media east of the Mississippi.
I didn't know. I never knew that.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's
Interesting.
how we became what we became. And then back in 2005, 2006, 2008, we became the third. We got an award to be I forgot what it would be called, but we were instrumental in starting internet radio and internet TV. And we got an award for that. And we were rated number 3 for years in the internet broadcast business. And then, like everything in technology, it changes constantly.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay? I mean, you can buy a camera today, and tomorrow it's...
Yep.
Oh, tell me about
Literally.
it. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Corey's
and
always
it's an
buying
addiction, too.
gadgets.
So that's why I have so many cameras.
Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting because you met Edgar.
Yeah.
Okay. there's not a day that goes by that Edgar doesn't say to me, Wayne, I just saw this new product.
Oh, that's Corey.
We should definitely get it. We should definitely get it.
But then it's good for me because then if I want to buy something, I'm like, oh, but remember you bought that really expensive camera 2 days ago?
I'm buying tools. She's buying clothes. So.
You
Well,
know,
same thing.
take Edgar's experience, Angel's experience, and your experience, and we got a company that can do anything.
We
Video.
could do we're like the East Coast Hollywood.
Right.
You know?
There we go.
And then
Yeah.
now
In Treasure Coast.
I got Megan, so I don't have to do a lot of the interviews. Megan
Look at
do a bunch
that.
of interviews.
And I love doing interviews.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Because I've done so many, and it's not that I'm bored of them, but yesterday I did 4 in a row.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to come in Monday and then
Okay.
I'll be
And
there.
so now I can like pawn some off on her.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Plus, she has a nicer, sweeter voice than I do, and she
That
looks
is-
better on camera than I
Oh,
do.
stop it. You look gorgeous.
Yeah, that's something else. You know, but I got to tell you, it's very. There was a good feeling when I met you guys, and sat with you, and then we sat with you guys and my wife.
Yes.
And
Love her.
I went out and had the sign made for the door.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that was the confidence I had in you guys and how this relationship would work. And for me, again, I'm 65. I want to semi-retire. I mean, I'll die in my office chair, I'm sure, but
Oh, my God.
I'll semi-retire and take some time off.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to, like Wednesdays and Fridays. Look at me, here I am. Okay,
Nice
But-
day off.
but this is good because this is not mine, so I just have to be a guest for
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
yeah,
you're not.
yeah.
You're
We
not.
got it handled.
you know. But you guys, I mean, you just were a good fit, and that's, without sounding too religious, that's God's blessing
Yeah,
to bring people into your world. That's a
Absolutely.
good fit,
I agree.
you know. And you know, I'm part of the chamber, and I'm a trustee at that chamber. There's no better chamber than the Stuart Martin Chamber, and I hate chambers, but that chamber is like my home. Those
Yeah,
been
people
great.
are like my home.
Yeah.
And you know, the more you put in, the more you're going to get out of it.
Mhm.
You know, so I was like, oh, where the hell are they? I was like, where the hell are you guys? But
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you
We just
were
took a
away,
trip.
right?
We just took a trip
Yeah,
to
yeah,
California. So
We were in
back.
California for what? For too long. It's felt like a month.
Now
Yeah,
back
we're
in
for like
Florida.
a week and a half. Yeah. But we are back. We're going to be working out of Well, I will. Corey likes to work at home. but he'll
We'll both
sometimes
be
go.
out of Wake and Make Media will be at a WRPB,
WRPB,
studio in
yes.
Port St. Lucie.
Yes.
I'm going to tie her down to December 1st to December 5th.
Okay.
I'm on a cruise.
Oh,
So you could pick up those interviews for
Love.
me. And
There you
cover-
go.
yes.
Cover
Lock her in.
the thing. Plus, and I don't, might sound weird, but it's like adding you to the management team.
Yeah.
So I know that when I'm away, I don't have to think that things are not working right and
For sure.
things are not proper.
Yeah.
And that's what's really cool. And without giving too much away, we were about, prior to you guys coming on board, we were going to launch a new YouTube show
Yep.
with a bounty hunter.
Oh, yeah. We want to hear about that.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you look at people like Patty Mayo and Bounty Hunter D, they have thousands and thousands and thousands of followers
Big time.
and views.
yeah.
And they don't even use real bounty hunters. Well, Bounty Hunter D is a real bounty hunter, but Patty Mayo is not. We have real bounty hunters, and we're planning in Fort Pierce to do our first shooting.
So when are you going to do that?
Well, James, who's the head bounty hunter that we're dealing with, he just had knee surgery, so we're waiting for him to get back out of the hospital.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
And then we'll set up a meeting
Okay.
and put that together. You know, it's so funny because when I was telling Corey about it, it was like, all right, we'll sit down and we'll do a board. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm going to fly by the seat of my pants. I'm a parrot head.
That's how I am. I do
Okay.
the
I
same
like
thing.
to picture it out, you know.
No,
I
but
like to
he's the
vision it.
opposite. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do the sketches in my head. I got it. Let's go. And then he has no idea what's going on, and I just like do random stuff. But he,
And then she's like, "Was that good?" I'm like, "I don't know what just happened." I hit record and it happened.
yeah.
Okay, I mean, I don't sound the patience. For
Same.
me, I have ADHD. It's like people come. Okay, so I invite people to the studio to do an interview. I don't ask them what they do. I don't ask them any of that other stuff. I personally say, come to the studio. I sit with them for 5 minutes, and then I interview them. And I have 5 base questions, and the rest is a train wreck, so we entertain people. And I've been around a lot of people. I've interviewed a lot of people, so I know a little bit about so many different things. And my mind seems to work one step ahead of my next question. And I guess that comes with being an interviewer.
That works
Definitely.
perfectly. As long as it's one ahead and one behind.
Exactly.
The problem is people get very nervous when they come on the air in front of a camera.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
I had one guy
absolutely.
come on in a light blue shirt, He sweated right through it. It was a dark blue shirt by the time he was done.
Yeah, I forget that because I've just always I used to like make my friends.
Oh, I'm
film
terrible
with
in
me.
front of the camera. That's
No,
why we
but-
got Megan.
No, but you're
I'm
good.
gonna try and do it.
You've
but
gotten way
I'm
better.
behind the camera kind of.
No, you're good. You're
Now
good.
you're in front of a camera now.
Yeah,
I
no,
know.
Corey-
Get on a mic.
Trying to forget.
He's fine. He's fine. No, I forget people get nervous though. Like
big
my
time.
sister she was doing like a workout video. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, just go, just start. And she's like, and then I was like, oh, I forgot that like, yeah, it's a skill. You
Yeah,
it's
gotta get used to
practice.
it.
That's why again we always say, you can always shoot your own videos. You can create your own content, but if you have someone to help you, it's usually a little easier, especially if you haven't done it before.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if I could do this, but I'm going to put Evan on the spot for 1 second because he is the engineer here, and he deals with a lot of people. And I don't know if Evan sees people getting nervous just being in front of a mic or in front of a mic and a camera.
All the time. All the time, Evan says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he does a bunch of shows here, and I've been on other shows, and his job behind the camera, people don't understand what goes on when you film or when you record audio. It just doesn't happen. Like you hold a cell phone in front of you, it just doesn't happen that way.
I think, again,
Yeah.
and that's what we always come back to. It's why, if you want to really start making content or you want to really engage in marketing for your brand business, even if it's just for yourself, it helps.
Right.
To,
Like I always like we said the
pay.
landscaping example. If I want to put a couple trees in my backyard, I'm not gonna just figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just call a professional.
Well, not my tagline, but a line I say always is, use a professional. If you don't use a professional, it's going to cost you 5 times more
literally.
in money
Yep.
and 10 times more in aggravation.
Yep.
Always use a professional. You can't be a brain surgeon and a proctologist. Pick what you want to do and do what you're good at.
It's true.
Yep.
And that's why we do what we do, and we focus on what we have to focus on.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep.
okay, Wayne, if you had to leave everyone with a quick description of why people should come. Actually, we're going to be right back. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Real quick. Wayne's got to go. So.
Wayne's got to go.
yeah.
All right, so real quick,
Yes, go.
you should be everywhere you can be in front of everybody you can be with if you want to market your property, your business or your property or any of that stuff.
You got to be
And
on camera.
always use a professional.
Thank you.
Love it.
This
Okay.
has been Wayne Filowitz, WRPB. I'm
I
sure
don't-
he'll be back. We'll be doing a lot of collabs.
Definitely. All right. Thanks, guys. See you in
Thank
a
you,
minute.
Wayne.
We are back.
We are back.
Just Megan and I now.
I know. Sadly, Wayne had to leave. He has to go film. That was, if you missed us, or if you missed the first half, this is Megan Nager, Corey Turner with Wake and Make Media, full-scale digital marketing agency and production house that specializes in creating high-quality digital content, mainly video. We are filmmakers turned marketers. So if you need any sort of video for your business, we are the people to call. We've recently partnered with Wayne Filowitz of WRPB, who was just on, and he was talking also about the importance of video because that's all he does. He said he did over 68,000 interviews throughout his career, and he is just constantly filming and having people on camera. And we were talking about the importance of video, which I feel like we kind of do in every single episode. But Wayne gave a few good points. He basically was saying that, one, which we've also said, hire a professional. So you're not going to try to do brain surgery if you're not a brain surgeon. And I think when it comes to marketing, a lot of people just be like, oh, I could just do it myself. I'll grab my cell phone. But it really is like, it's taken us over 10 years to learn a lot of ins and outs that if you asked me in year 1, I thought I knew, but I didn't. So it definitely helps to hire a professional. And he also was saying that, which we have said as well, content is king.
And one thing he says all the time, content and video is the king of kings.
Oh,
I like
video
that.
is the king of
Yeah,
kings,
exactly.
yes.
So content is king, absolutely. I mean, you can go to the biggest studios in Hollywood and they'll say the same thing. They try to flex as much as they can, but they know content is king. Doesn't matter who it's coming from. If it's good, it's good.
It's true, and that's what has been one of my favorite parts of content creation has been, especially because starting as an actor, a lot of in the entertainment industry, which is, we're talking about videos, so that's why I'm going there, but, that's the capital of video, of movies, and a lot of studios, agents, directors have gotten frustrated because now individuals can create their own very high quality content. Like Corey has cinema cameras that have been used to film every A-list movie. It's the same quality. So it kind of has taken the power out of, these really big organizations or companies that were the only ones who were able to create this type of content. And now that individuals have access to that type of technology, we're able to create the same quality content, the same length, the same everything, but for not even a quarter,
Just a fraction
of the price. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, exactly. The barrier of entry is you don't have to buy reels of film anymore. You don't have to rent these very expensive cameras. It's all about the script and like what you can put in front of the camera.
Exactly.
And so that's what content is king. And so yeah, exactly. You can make something look okay or pretty good on a phone, but if you don't know what you're talking about, or you don't have a good script, or you look super nervous because you've never done this before, then it's going to show, and people are just going to keep on skipping. So
Totally.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the quality of the video, the quality of the script, and everything like that really matters for your prospective, clients.
Absolutely. Okay, so I thought in the second half, so Corey and I have worked with a wide array of people, companies, artists, brands to create content. And like specifically, honestly, actually not just marketing content, also like artistic content too. We've done music videos. We have 3 series on Amazon Prime. That's more of our just creative work. But Corey, I thought it'd be cool if we talked about some video types we've done for different clients and kind of like showing how different they are based on the type of client. Because we've worked with people who we've worked with musicians, and then we've worked with people who own truck companies.
Big time.
Literally to create content. So it's a huge spectrum.
Yes.
So I think let's start with, we have a client one of our biggest clients who we've worked with for 3 years now? Is CBD
around there?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So this is a big company. They started small, but now they've thanks to us, they've grown a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
And we are constantly creating content for this company. I post on their social media channels. I'd say almost 7 days a week, every single week.
Big time. Yeah.
So, Corey, what do you think are some really effective videos we've done for?
Yeah.
Do we say the company?
Sure, CanAid.
It's called CanAid?
The company's called CanAid. I'm proud to announce that.
Yeah, it's
because
true. Okay,
if anyone
CanAid.
goes to their website,
Go check them out.
canaidshop.com, like you could see all the stuff that we've done for them. And yeah, so I think that we're always trying to kind of stay on the bleeding edge of what's going on with them, or what's going on with technology, and put it in their, on their platform. So like what we started with was some like longer form kind of like sizzle videos that we put on YouTube that are just like, I think they're like 5 to 6 minutes long, and they would just, they would play at their trade shows, and they looked really cool, and they would show like models using their products and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, so they were Corey and I would basically go take pictures of actors who we would hire holding their different products. So they have CBD products, so they have like topical pain creams, they have vape pens that you smoke, they have gummy edibles that get you a little loopy. So we would take, pictures or videos of people just, using the products basically, and string those together to create a longer form video. So those are the ones you're talking about, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, it's just like kind of showing off the product.
Yes.
Because before that, there wasn't any video of even this product. They could have been a fake product. But so we just kind of wanted to show off what it was, how it was used, something like that. Just like they were kind of like lifestyle videos. So it was like, you could be cool like these guys if you use this product.
Yeah,
right?
No talking, just some music underneath.
Yep.
People walking around using the products in cool locations, beach, graffiti, walls, whatever.
Yeah, very cool urban landscape, all that fun stuff.
Really quick, which I would like to point out that, again, obviously, I feel like this is kind of pretty obvious, but when you're working with a brand or business person, whatever, obviously you have to keep in mind the type of video you're creating or content you're creating is going to have to reflect their brand, so their look, their feel, etc. So CanAid, it's more of like a medicinal professional vibe, but some of their products are a little like funkier or edgy that attracts a younger audience. So depending on what products we're showcasing, we'll do a different type of video. So if it's some of the funkier products like, vape pens or even like pre-rolls that you can smoke, we would do a grungier look in like a art district space that we took videos in.
Yeah, and the purpose of these videos was to play at trade shows on like loop on TV screens, so prospective buyers would come by and be like, "Oh, that's a cool product. I want my customers to look cool like that." And that was the goal of that video. And more recently, what we're doing is doing the short form vertical videos that's super popular on YouTube. They're called YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, also TikToks, and we're doing, they're short. They could be 5 to 20 seconds long, and it's just kind of highlighting one single product rather than all of them at the same time. And it's just staying up to date with like popular sounds, popular music, fast cuts, exciting things to show off the products. And the reason for this is because those types of videos get a lot of views on social media. Mm-hmm. And so it's getting more in the eyes of the consumer. So before we were making them for other, business to business video, like showing off at trade shows. And now we're doing business to consumer videos, and we're just keeping them short, entertaining, but also, slipping in those products because that's what is doing well right now.
Exactly. And we've mentioned this I think we did a couple episodes on the different social media platforms, but right now, if you basically, Gary Vee says this a lot. He's kind of like the OG digital marketer maven. He is very up to date on like what trends in social media are really popular. And right now, every app seems to be becoming TikTokified. And by that, I mean that they are turning into TikTok. And why TikTok got popular is that they have all these like original sounds and trends, and just the way their algorithm works is that if you post one video, even if you have like 100 followers, that video could get 5 million views. Whereas before on apps, you would have had to spend years building your following, and only then would your videos get views. Now you don't have to have followers to get views. So Instagram has now done that with Instagram Reels. YouTube Shorts is doing that. Facebook Reels is doing that. So what Corey's talking about with CanAid, we went on and we started creating Instagram Reels with their products. And just because I think CanAid has about how many followers now?
About 15,000.
So yeah, so we've built that a lot. Like that started at 0. But even with that, like they'll get views that
are way more than 15,000.
An account with 1 million followers would usually get. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So
it's all about the content. We can also post a video that is like someone else made it and it doesn't look that good, and it will get maybe 1,000 views or even fewer. But it's the content. When we make something really cool or really fun, that's get the views. So it's a very clear line of what's getting views and what's not getting views.
Yep.
Put a little time and effort into something, and you hit like a good music theme or whatever, and you're gonna get a lot more views.
Yep, absolutely.
It's because it's based on people. Like we say algorithm, like it's like a mathematical thing, but it's based on people and what they like. If they're just like really quick swiping through it, the platform, Instagram or YouTube, is going to see that, and they're not going to serve it to more people. But if people are watching the full thing and maybe watching it twice, then YouTube and Instagram, they see that and they're like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to show this to more people.
Yep. Yeah, whereas that didn't exist before. It was really like, okay, you have 50,000 followers, so we're going to only get this out to those 50,000 followers. It was very hard to be seen by anyone else. So if you are into social media and you really, or you're starting to get into it and you really want to go hard on content, just start Instagram Reels, YouTube Reels, Facebook Reels, TikTok. And yeah, they'll blow up eventually, because you could just post something and people end up liking it even if you're not sure they'll like it, and it gets really big. So that's for CanAid. We've been doing videos like that. What's a company that is that we've done a very different type of like video marketing strategy for?
Okay, so a new company that we've been working with, it's called National Truck Loans, and they what they do is they finance trucks and trailers for like commercial truckers. And what we did for them, we just did a 4-part series where it was super informational, and the goal is not to get a bunch of views. The goal is to inform people on their website because I think if not everyone, the majority of people would rather watch a video than read a big block of text.
Oh, yeah, especially about truck loans.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So what we did was Megan wrote a really great script, really great scripts that were just explaining like the intricacies of the business and like the difference between this type of loan versus that type of loan, and we filmed that in front of a bunch of commercial trucks, so we were fitting the vibe of the company. And exactly, and those videos are just on the website on certain landing pages, showing off what we're talking about in that landing page. So it's like, like a quick blurb, a video, and then here's a bunch of text underneath it. And the reason for the text is to get found by Google and bots. But so the videos are more for the people to understand what's going on, and the text is for all the Google searching. That's going to come down the line. So it's kind of like a 1-2 punch on getting found online using video and text. And like I said earlier, YouTube is the second biggest search engine. Google's number 1, YouTube's number 2. So if you're searching for what we're talking about, you want to know more about collateral loans, you search that in YouTube, that video is going to pop up. And so it's kind of, it's on the website, but it's also on YouTube. And those are super informational. The purpose of them is to inform, not to entertain. And so that's what we just did for National Truck Loans. Check them out at nationaltruckloans.com.
National Truck Loans, if you're in need of a truck to loan. Yeah. So obviously you could tell there's a lot of different types of videos you could do. Even we've worked with one of the first clients, I think before Corey and I even joined forces, I worked with a friend who has she's actually coming out with a cookbook. She's a private chef. She has amazing food. But we first started taking pictures of her food. And then more recently, she started to do some videos, and she's not comfortable being in front of the camera, which is totally fine. We know not everyone is. Wayne was kind of talking about that a little. Like, it's hard. We're in front of the camera all the time because it's literally what we do for a living, but it's not everyone is in front of the camera. So I know it takes time to get used to, but there's things you can do. For instance, my friend, she would only film herself. She would basically only film her hands and the food. So she was like, I don't want my face in it. Let's just film me like stirring some pasta or putting seasoning on chicken, etc. And those did just as well. So there's workarounds. You don't need to always just sit in front of a camera and talk. Another company I worked with, the woman also didn't feel that comfortable being in front of the camera, but she kind of had to be because she was a personal, like a self-development coach. So she would do some videos of her just walking in pretty locations and then putting her voice behind, basically the audio would cover the video. So that's another way if you don't want to sit there and talk directly to camera.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a couple more. Also, if you're like, it's the lens that's kind of making you nervous, you can put things in front of the lens, like a teleprompter or like a map box.
Oh yeah, you can always
like
get a teleprompter too.
Yeah, something that's clear. Don't put like a random thing that's going to block
don't put
the
like
lens.
a plant in front of it. Yeah.
But teleprompters help because you're reading the script, so you kind of take your mind off that there's a camera looking at you. You're just kind of reading. So that could help. Maybe tip. Teleprompters. Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, some people have a hard time reading teleprompters. Joe Biden does. But no, but in all seriousness, reading teleprompters it's also a skill. Like, I think sometimes that could be hard too.
Sure, okay,
Yeah. So if you do get a teleprompter, definitely practice. But if you aren't comfortable in front of the camera, or even if you are, and you have to sit there in front of a camera and read this like long thing or recite this whole commercial, that's a minute plus, a teleprompter is a great way to do it, because I've tried to sit there and memorize scripts and then say that on camera just sitting there, and it's difficult. It takes a lot of time. So teleprompters could definitely help.
Yeah, totally. And then another video company that we work for a lot is called metabolic.com, and they are pretty much strictly e-commerce. They're not like a brick and mortar. They sell protein powder and like a workout tape or workout videos, and their method is to do like short films basically that go on social media, and basically they're informational short films that are super fun and grab your attention right away. And so Megan we're actually going to shoot one pretty soon, but some of
we're
them,
shooting one today, right? I forgot.
yeah. There's one that did really well, and Megan's like in a pig costume, a blow-up pig costume, and
that was
just
not my
it's
decision.
just the first 2 seconds, and then she grabs your attention, and then she's just like in normal clothes, and she's walking around talking, giving information, but in a fun way, and that seems to work with that audience because that company is putting $5-6 million a month into those ads. So that obviously that's working pretty well. If you're putting that much money and it's not working, you better change your
Yeah. And that company is a great example of a company who tries a ton of different types of videos. So they literally create content nonstop and are just constantly experimenting with what works. Would you say that's correct?
Absolutely, frequently. We do 150 ads a week.
Wow.
Different ads.
Ads.
And that's all testing, and it just putting as much money into the winners and cutting them if they don't work.
So I think Corey's learned a lot from working with them in terms of if you make a video, it might not be the ideal video to put out there, and you're going to sit there and run it and put money behind it if you're running an ad, for instance, which we've done for our own company, and maybe the video's just not grabbing people's attention. So I think this company's done a really great job at constantly wanting to try out different types of video, and I think that's something to keep in mind when you are creating your own content.
Yeah, to constantly innovate. You can definitely rely on some winners to take you for a while, but just know that they're going to run out as well. And so just be constantly innovating, constantly come up with something new, making new content, because every time you make something, a new pair of eyes that could be super valuable to you and your brand, your company, could see it.
And to that point, that company, it's called Metabolic Renewal. They do a really good job at repurposing content, which I think we've kind of talked about. But if you're, obviously it takes a lot of time to sit there and create content for every single day or however often you're trying to do it. So they will take some old ads that worked well, for instance, or didn't work well, and chop them up and create a new beginning, for instance, put that beginning on the old video and then relaunch that as an ad. And sometimes those blow up for some reason just because it has a different 5-second intro.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that's something also to keep in mind. You don't need to constantly create new content. But you do you kind of do, because you could extend older content by doing that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have that be your only strategy for creating content, but if you're running low or you want to try some stuff out without spending a ton of time making new content, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, and that method of doing 150 ads a week, it takes a lot of people.
Yeah.
But that's even against what Facebook advises you to do. And it's worked so well that even Facebook was like, we need you guys to come talk to us because you're doing better at our platform than we do.
Really?
Yeah. So the CCO just went out and talked to the Facebook chair and spoke, because we were doing it better than they were advising.
Wow.
And they just didn't understand that we were breaking their system.
Is it because you guys were creating so much content?
Yeah, exactly. So they say do maybe 10 a week, let some last, let some go for a few months, just let it sit and chill. And we're just overloading the system. And they're like, this isn't supposed to work, but it is. How are you making this work? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So there you go.
Exactly. So even the people who make the system might not even know.
Wow. Yeah, and ads are just also a pain. And creating video content for ads, I'd say that's probably the only way to go. If you want to run ads for your company, I'd highly suggest creating a video for it. People.
It's I just read that you retain 90% of what you saw in a video and about 10% of what you read.
Oh yeah, that was really interesting.
That's a pretty big gap.
That's huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've done this before, even a few years ago, we'd run ads with a graphic or an automation. It just, they don't work well. People are going to be so much more interested in seeing a video ad and wanting to click on it, especially if, and really this kind of goes for any content, if you can capture your audience within the first 3 to 5 seconds, then you're good. So just something that's going to really grab their attention. I'm not telling you to like jump off a building to get their attention, but
if you got to do what you got to do, you know.
we're not. Yeah.
Just kidding. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But really, like something that really stands out. I'd say that no matter for every type of client we have, I'd say we do that for every piece of content we make.
What
right?
do you mean? Grab someone?
Yeah, to really focus on the
You need
first
it. Yeah.
3 seconds.
Totally. And again, going back to video, you know, a good video is going to beat a good picture every single time on that, every single time. A bad video, or I'm sorry, a good picture is going to beat a bad video though. So, you know, if you're going to make like a unlit video that you can't even understand what you're saying in it or anything like that, and you have a good picture, I'd go with that good picture. But if you want to put a little more effort into it, or maybe call some professionals like Wake and Make Media, then you can definitely win with a well-produced video over a picture every single time when you're running ads.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so Corey, I want your expert opinion. This might be a really hard question. What do you think what direction do you see digital video moving in?
Oh boy. So you know, it's funny. Okay, so when Quibi came out, so Quibi was like basically just a vertical video thing, and this was at the same time TikTok was really blowing up. I thought Quibi was just set. It was the next Netflix. I was like, this is fantastic.
It was the next Netflix. So it was this Jeffrey Katzenberg, who's like this huge Hollywood producer. He started it, and he basically hired A-list celebrities to create these short mini series, like basically mini TV series, and you could only watch it on your phone on an app called Quibi.
Yeah. And
there was no way to watch it on a TV, right?
Nope, not when it launched.
Okay.
Just your phone. And I said, yes, this is a great idea. Short vertical videos, it's in. But nobody wanted it, and it like lost money, just hemorrhaged money. I think it collapsed in like 3 months, maybe even less.
It was less. It was really fast, and it also sucked because it rolled out. Wasn't it like in the height of COVID?
Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of like, I feel like it was made for people who are like commuting, and then it was at the exact same time it came out when commuting was no longer a thing.
Exactly. Everyone was staying home. Yeah.
So I think that definitely hurt it, because you're at your home, you want to watch something on your TV.
I'll just watch on.
Right.
I tried to use Quibi, and it's like I was sitting there watching this 7-minute series, and it was really, really well done, like super high quality. But that made me just want to watch it on TV because I was like, I could barely see it on my iPhone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that kind of moved in. You know, they were short. They were 5 to 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
But now it's like 5 to 20 seconds long, and it's just like quick, rapid, vertical videos that are on Reels, TikToks, you know, things like that. So that was right. It was just not short enough. So.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you think
look at TikTok Reels and Shorts now.
But you think if Quibi did like 60-second videos, it would have worked?
Yes. Because I think the only thing that did well with them was their news, and their news was
really short.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked with an app it's called Firework. I think they still exist.
No idea.
I think they do. They were head to head with TikTok before TikTok really blew up.
Yeah.
But we created original content for Firework as well.
All their originals.
All their original shows. I would write them, direct them, edit them, and then Corey would film them. But it was kind of the same issue. I think they were like a little too long. We would do we would create series where it was like, I'd say probably 3 to 5 minutes would be each episode, and that app had the same problem. It just, we weren't retaining, people didn't want to watch this stuff on their phone.
Yeah, because I think you just get in that loop of 15 seconds.
Yep.
And there's so much content. So I think that is the present, like just barely the present, but also that's going to be the future for at least the next month or a few months, or maybe years.
Well, you mean just very short? Like, do you think that's going to change the way people even watch like TV?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either. Because
I
then
think
you're
'cause
getting
you
into
can't have a
Quibi lands.
story in 15 seconds.
Exactly.
It's just a quick sizzle reel.
I think it's that people are like, hey, I'm going to use social media, my phone for the super short, and then I'm going to use, unless I'm obviously on a long commute, and then I'm going to just use my TV for a longer form. And I think Quibi was in that in-between ground that just
Yes.
confused people.
Yes.
So yeah, I do think you're right though in that people are creating higher and higher quality content for very short videos.
Yes.
Super short. I mean, I guess we do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we totally do that.
Yeah.
And that's like a good sales technique.
Yeah, but Corey will whip out his like cinema cameras for a 15-second Instagram reel, and it looks amazing. So yeah, it's obviously gonna do well. But yeah, okay, that was very interesting. I agree with you. I think.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like there's no more middle ground. It's just kind of like short form, quick and massive movies, because like
They're like long.
there's so many
series.
fewer feature films coming out that are going like in theaters
Yeah.
than there used to be. And I think a lot of that money is going towards TV shows and TV series. And
I think
everything
you're
like
right.
that. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining us. This was a really great show. Be sure to follow us on YouTube at Let's Get Digital. Is it Let's Get Digital or Wake and Make Media?
It's Wake and Make Media.
Sorry, Wake and Make Media.
The episodes are Let's Get Digital, yeah, because we film every single one of these. So you can check these out. We're also on Spotify. Let's Get Digital on Spotify. And it was great. And you can check us out at wakeandmakemedia.com. I'm Corey.
I'm Megan, and we will be back next Friday with a new episode. Have a great weekend.
See you guys.